Hi everyone, today I wanted to talk to you, or to show you rather, my biggest winter period obstacle in creating art journals, and also I'm gonna be doing this altered book page. It's Asia Marquet here, Lemon Creation. Thank you for stopping by, and this is Krok. So it's winter time, and he is finally hibernating at home. Well, at home it's a big word. He's actually hibernating on my desk because there are lights and it's warm, and and I really do have big problems to do some crafts, to do some art journaling. I was trying to show you the products I'm gonna be working with today, thinking that he will actually get upset and leave. He didn't. I got myself some hot wine because it's super cold outside, and I waited and waited, and finally I asked my husband to get rid of him because I couldn't really work. So today we're gonna work in the small altered book. It's a very weird book I found, I don't know, with some kind of sentences which mostly they do not make sense to me, and they are a lot like professional or work connected. I have no idea. It's very, very weird book. So I do not mind actually using it, even though it's not super old, as you can see. But it was abandoned in my kind of abandoned place book, which I have in my local shop. So I took it and I work on it, and I absolutely love the size because it's so tiny, and it's so cool to work with. I love working on tiny pages, or on tiny pages. And what I do with my altered books, for those of you who are not sure how to work in a book like that, you have to remove quite a lot of pages, not from one side, but you go, for example, you keep 3 pages, then you remove 3 pages, and go like that in the whole book. And then you have to glue a few of the pages together. I usually glue either 2 or 3 pages together, and you can do it with whatever you want. It can be a matte gel, which I'm using here. This one is from Pebeo. It can be any other type of glue. I even use double-sided tape at some point. And then the best way is to prepare the pages either with gesso or absorbent ground. I use both, but I have a soft spot for absorbent ground, even though it's kind of liquidish, but you can have liquid gesso also. And it doesn't have a complete cover, so it's a little translucent. But I don't mind because, as I always repeat, in comparison to gesso, absorbent ground doesn't dull the paints. So if you apply later paints on it, it doesn't dull them like the gesso would. So the colors are still almost as bright as they would be if you put them, for example, on the watercolor paper. And today I'm gonna be using Magicals from Lindy's gang, just to change a little bit. I wanted to have a tiny break from watercolors because not all of you work with watercolors, and so I decided to go for Magicals, which, by the way, behave a lot like watercolors. So first of all, they are water soluble, but they are in form of powders. So I chose this one, which is, I do not remember the name. I think it was Stormy Sky, but I'm not sure. But you're gonna get in the description box below, you're gonna get the full list of products, and some of them with the affiliate links also. So, like that, you don't have to look for them on the internet. The links are gonna be provided to you. And as always with affiliate links, I get a small commission if you click through to that link and make a purchase, but it's at no cost to you, just to let you know. So what you do with magical powders, you can use them. You can first dilute them with water, or you can actually sprinkle them on the page and add water. And 2 things happened here. First of all, I didn't let the absorbent ground dry because I've noticed that sometimes when absorbent ground is not dry, and I think gesso will behave the same way, it's just mixing with the powder, of course, obviously. I still have to add some water because the ground was not enough wet to dilute the powders. But the thing is that they kind of mix, the color mixes with the absorbent ground, which is still wet, and it makes kind of a creamy colored paste. The thing is that if you add a lot of water, you have to be prepared, you have to have some cloth or a tissue and be prepared to dab the excess of water. And with the excess of water or paint, you also will dab a little bit of the absorbent ground or gesso, whichever you are using. So be prepared for that. But that gives me an extra texture also, and I kind of make a short, swift movements with the tissue, so like that I don't slide it over the surface, so like that the texture I get is very nice. Even if I remove a little bit of absorbent ground, it's not a big deal, and it looks very nice. But you have to do it quickly because, of course, everything goes to the crease of the book. And so if you don't remove it quickly enough, then you're gonna get paint which seeped through to other pages, which you're gonna see in a moment, because as you can see on the top of the crease, I have a kind of a big a dark spot, and this spot actually went to the page which I already did before. So you have to be careful with that. Very often you can fix your mistakes, but not always. I'm gonna fix mine here in a few seconds. But first of all, I wanted to dry it very well. And also another hint for those of you who like texture, leave a little bit of how do you call it, of the script visible, which adds a little bit of nice accents. And also, if you dry very quickly, if you put the nozzle of the heat gun very close to the, not quickly, sorry, close to the surface, you can get the small bubbles which will add to the texture, because the either absorbent ground or gesso will create these small bubbles. And this is what's happened. I got a little bit of seepage because probably there was not enough gesso or absorbent ground to cover this part of the crease. But you can come back and you can fix it with a gesso. I did it with gesso this time because gesso is more opaque. It's completely opaque actually, at least the one I have, because it's a super heavy gesso. So like that, you can fix your mistake. And interestingly enough, for this video, I'm gonna use a stamp from PaperArtsy. I actually decided to part ways with PaperArtsy simply because even though I loved working with them, I was a designer for them for 2 years, I have no more time with my shop, with my online shop, and with the videos I'm making. And because I'm doing everything by myself, I didn't really have time to do any designer work. So for now, I am not being a designer for any team, and I think it's gonna stay like that. I do not like working too much with deadlines. I have too much work on the side. So yes, unfortunately, another big adventure finished for me. But I'm happy I was on PaperArtsy DT team. That was my dream for so long. So just to let you know, but I am still gonna use their products because I find they are super cool, and I really love stamps, infusions, or acrylics, and you will see me using them. So for now, for this video, I didn't actually use any of my stamp, but I'm gonna use some of my stencils. I was showing you I had 3 new stencils. I actually have 5 new stencils, which I released I think maybe 2 weeks ago. But I decided to use this one, Mark Making Smooth. This is I made 3 mark making stencils, which are more for abstract kind of art, which I love and I really wanted to have. And I am using them, or I'm using it today with the cream paste from Stamperia, of course. No surprise here. I absolutely love this paste, which doesn't run under the stencil. And as you can see, or you could see, I use some masking with the tape to just, you know, be able to print the part of the stencils I really wanted. And I'm sorry, I actually lied. I forgot that I used my stamp with 3 dots because I wanted to kind of, you know, keep on this theme of the dots on this page. And this one is a stamp called Theo's Birds. So Theo is my son, and he actually designed the birds which are on the bottom of the stamp. And yes, so I use my stamp, actually, I did. And here I have the small numbers. Those are chipboard numbers, and it's been a long time since I haven't used any chipboards on my page. So this time I said to myself, it's gonna be a simple page because I actually like the most simple page. I think I'm finding myself either with very grungy or very simple abstract pages. So this one is gonna be a little bit like that. And because I am always on the hunt for additional texture, I'm using Lindy's Carefree Verdigris embossing powder. It's a chunky embossing powder, so it has a lot of chunk to it. I could have done that a little bit earlier, before my cream paste was actually like half dry, but it's still not completely dry, so I can use that and I can add a little bit of accents to the cream paste, which will hold the embossing powder, and you know, I can use the heat gun to make the embossing. I'm removing with the brush a little bit of powder which stuck in between the circles because they are quite tiny. The spaces between them are tiny, so they actually coat the embossing powder. And after drying it, I have a little bit more of the texture, which you can see on the end photos because you couldn't see it clearly here. And using the sticky glue, no, tacky glue, sticky glue, to add my sentiment from Very Messy Words. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this page. I have a new watercolor video coming soon. But for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for subscribing, for checking my shop, for sending me comments, which I always appreciate very much. And I am sending you big hugs, and I hope I'm gonna see you in my next video. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye.